Power creep is a concept where things in a competitive environment get stronger, labeling anything previous obsolete, and you may have heard that Zapdos is immune to power creep. What a load of shit. But after hearing jokes like these, I wanted to figure out what Pokemon are actually immune to power creep. Like, Garchomp has never dropped below OU. Hell, it was an Uber in its debut generation, so that's a good example. But I was wondering if there were any that were less obvious, so I guess we should just get into it. But first, we need rules, and there's only a couple. Gen 8's meta is constantly changing, especially right now with the Crown Tundra being so recent. At least by the time I'm writing this. But yeah, no Gen 8. Also, I won't be including Pokemon who were Ubers every generation. Those ones are obvious and would be boring to show off. But I will include Pokemon who were Ubers at a point, but eventually fell to OU, since OU is the main competitive tier. Also, I will include Pokemon who were once OU, but benefited from power creep so much that they ended up getting banned themselves. But I believe that's it, so let's start with Gen 1. Gen 1. Every Generation 1 Pokemon is dropped below OU at some point. It's kinda lame. Alakazam, Dragonite, Gengar, Starmie, and Zapdos, despite being Pokemon who have been OU almost every generation, have had a rough patch in one of them. And don't even get me started on the even longer list of Pokemon who are known as OU staples despite dropping for multiple generations. Honestly, I think this alone goes to show how power creep has affected some of these older Pokemon. It's honestly crazy. Gen 2. Alright, now we finally have found some Pokemon immune to power creep, though the amount is small. Skarmory and Tyranitar. Yeah, that's it. I mean, Tyranitar makes sense. It's a pseudo-legendary with great stats, a godlike ability, and an excellent typing. I honestly can't tell you a single generation where it wasn't one of OU's best Pokemon. Skarmory, on the other hand, may seem crazy to be here given how it only has one good stat, but its typing gifting it only 2 weaknesses and a move pool gifting it spikes and later on defog allowed it to stay relevant and act as an excellent support Pokemon who can fit as support on offense teams and a partner on more stealthy teams with its massive physical bulk. Overall, though, it is still disappointing how few Gen 2 Pokemon have been able to stand the test of time. Gen 3. As we move on, more Pokemon in a generation will be immune to power creep, and here we have one more. The 3 Gen 3 Pokemon immune to power creep being Jirachi, Latios, and Salamence. Even thinking about this yellow, no skill needing luck abusing piece of motherfucking ass stick fucking dog shit makes me want to vomit my goddamn organs out, so I'll keep it brief. Good speed stat combined with a 60% chance to flinch equals will never be bad. Latios, on the other hand, was actually banned in its first 2 generations, but Smogon gave it a chance in Gen 5, and while a lot of people would say that was a mistake, it was the start of Latios being an OU staple. Salamence is a pseudo-legendary, and as such, it being bad is a very funny joke. Oh wait. Gen 4. Now we actually have a crowd of Pokemon to go over, those being Garchomp, Gliscor, Heatran, Magnezone, Manaphy, Rotom Wash, and Staraptor. Garchomp makes sense. It was so dominant that it was banned from its debut generation and has remained OU ever since. Gliscor is actually one of my favorite Pokemon to use in battles, and simply having Poison Heal along with its excellent typing makes it a Pokemon that has remained dominant. Even before it got Poison Heal in Gen 4, and even after Poison Heal got nerfed in Gen 7. Heatran is so good in OU, and I'm pretty sure it was either the first or second Pokemon you had in mind when you saw this video. Magnezone's ability alone is what keeps it here. Being able to trap Steel types alone is just so useful. Manaphy is one of the few Pokemon to have benefited from power creep, as its first 2 generations saw it as an underwhelming Ubers Pokemon, until it dropped to OU, and finally found legitimate use. Rotom Wash is kind of an oddball, but while Rotom Heat has finally outclassed it, that was in Gen 8, so Rotom Wash gets itself a spot here. Staraptor hasn't technically been OU every generation, but being banned from UU every generation and put into the UUBL Limbo tier counts. Gen 5. Generation 5 is probably the most iconic Pokemon to have stayed in overused, and I get that. But what are those Pokemon? Well, we're Excadrill, Parathorn, Keldeo, Kyurem Black, Landorus Therian, Thundurus Incarnate, Thundurus Therian, Tornadus Therian, and Volcarona. Excadrill just so happens to have a myriad of good qualities that'll always give it a niche in overuse, from Rapid Spin to its abilities to that excellent typing. Parathorn is easily the best Pokemon to have access to both Spikes and Stealth Rock, and that alone, along with its typing, will always give it a niche until something outclasses it, but that goes for all of these. Keldeo is a premier offensive threat in every generation, except for 8, but again, I'm not counting that. Goron Black is the only box art legendary to have not been banned, this being because of its god-awful move pool, which is why when its move pool got buffed in Gen 8, it finally received the ban hammer. Now, Landorus Therian is just the Heatran in Gen 5. The thing will never fall. Both Thunderous forms are great offensive Pokemon. I understand why we're here. Tornadus Therian just so happens to have every tool for an excellent pivot. Hell, it was banned in Gen 5, so staying an OU staple afterwards makes sense. Volcarona, despite its name, supports wearing a mask more than any other Pokemon, and that layer of safety is what's made it an OU staple. Gen 6. Generation 6, aka the Mega Generation, as there's only 5 non-Mega Gen 6 Pokemon here. Those being Diggersby, Greninja, Hawlucha, Hoopa Unbound, and Zygarde 50%. But the Mega list goes as followed: Mega Alakazam, Mega Charizard X, Mega Charizard Y, Mega Diancie, Mega Gallade, Mega Garchomp, Mega Gardevoir, Mega Gyarados, Mega Heracross, Mega Latias, Mega Latios, Mega Lopunny, Mega Mawile, Mega Metacham, Mega Metagross, Mega Pinsir, Mega Sableye, Mega Scizor, Mega Tyranitar, and Mega Venusaur. Oh boy, that was a handful. Including Gen 8. If we were to include Gen 8, the Gen 7 Pokemon to be immune to power creep would be Blacephalon, Buzzwole, Kartana, Magearna, Pheromosa, Tapu Fini, Tapu Koko, and Toxapex. Pokemon that now exit this list due to Gen 8's power creep are Diggersby, Jirachi, Keldeo, Magnezone, Rotom Wash, Salamence, Skarmory, Thundurus Incarnate, Thundurus Therian, and Volcarona. So this is the finished power creep list, the one up to Gen 7 being on the left, and the one up to Gen 8 being on the right, though that list is probably outdated as we speak. Man, kinda disappointed by how this one really wasn't that much of a challenge to make, but at the same time, this was a question I've had for a really long time, and I'd feel kinda dickish if I were to not share this information online. But regardless, to anyone who did click on this video and happened to enjoy it, I couldn't thank you enough, and I'll be seeing you next time, assuming you click on my next video.